Let me tell you, bro, it's not easy.
Yeah,
it's not easy, especially with people that look like us. We don't really talk about these things.
Yeah.
You know, that's amongst each other.
True.
I think my life is just like a testament. It's an example of, all right, you can go through it, but you can get over it too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you can still be whoever it is you want to be.
Yeah.
You believe.
Welcome to Vulnerability Muscle, the inspiring podcast challenging norms and helping you redefine vulnerability as a strength. I'm your host, Reggie D. Ford. Each episode of Vulnerability Muscle dives into a variety of topics such as mental health, social issues, and mindset shifts. We explore the power of vulnerability in fostering meaningful connections, healing, building resilience, and promoting personal growth. Sometimes these conversations are uncomfortable, but good workouts often are. So join us and flex that vulnerability muscle.
Welcome to Vulnerability Muscle, the inspiring podcast helping you to redefine vulnerability as a strength that helps us connect, helps us heal, helps us grow. Today, we got my brother, Daniel Westbrooks. How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I am excited to have this conversation because when I think of vulnerability muscle, when I think of strength through vulnerability, I think of you, I think of your story, I think of where you've been and who you've become and who you're becoming as testament to that. And so like we're gonna dive into a lot of the depths, the deepness of what you have experienced as most as you want to share. But before we get started, I wanna start with a segment called What Comes to Mind.
Okay.
All right. So just first thing that comes to mind when you hear what I say. What comes to mind when you hear the word vulnerability?
Vulnerability. First thing come to mind is just openness, strength, being to allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
In front of and courage.
Yeah.
Because who you being vulnerable? You can't be vulnerable with yourself.
Ooh.
If you opening up to a crowd of people, whether it be family or not, like you gotta have. It takes courage.
Definitely.
Yeah, speaking is like what one of the top fears of the world. Right?
Yeah.
So you speaking and then you speaking about delicate situations.
Yeah.
You know, so
I like that. Openness, courage, that's good. I love it. What is something you do to relax or ground yourself when you're feeling stressed, maybe even depressed?
man, it's Pastor Jones. I Won't Complain.
What is
That's
that?
my go-to song.
It's a song?
It's
okay.
a song.
Yeah.
Just saying, I won't complain.
I won't complain.
No matter what.
Yeah.
The lady starts out at the beginning of the song. You think you having a bad day, walk up and down those hallways in a hospital. Just go pick one. You know what I'm saying?
Perspective.
Yeah. Emergency department, ICU.
Yeah.
You know, those critical hallways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People going through it.
Yeah,
People
they
really
going
having a
through
bad
it.
day.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Okay.
That's my song. It's been my song for about 4 years now.
Okay. And it helps shift mindset for you. Yeah. Just put things in perspective. Okay. And then lastly, what is one of your favorite childhood memories?
Favorite childhood memories. I would say playing basketball at Junior Pro.
Yeah? Who'd you play
we had
for?
a mean squad. I played at Maplewood Junior Pro. It was me, Jamal Richardson, Leroy Bluen, Matthew Hassel, Ralph, 615 Potatoes, my boy Nick, Dante Hines. Yeah, we was running stuff.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, Antioch, Wolfpack, they used to kick our ass. But other than that, we not only were we teammates, we also grew brotherhoods.
Yeah.
Over the years. So.
Okay. Yeah. Ball was life for me at one point for sure. Like when I think about some of my favorite childhood memories, it definitely surrounded basketball, football, and just being able to be a kid out there.
Right.
Growing up in neighborhoods like we grew up, like you didn't necessarily have that opportunity all the time to be a kid, but on the court, on the field, it was like freedom.
Yeah.
It was freedom. Yeah. Okay. So, and you got into a league recently.
I did, 35 and up league. Shout out Williamson County Rec Center for allowing us old heads to bring back a passion and live out our dream.
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't get to fulfill at our younger age.
Look, I have not touched a basketball seriously since 2016. Cause that was when I ruptured my Achilles and like so knock on wood, cause I know y'all old heads need to not do none of that. Move slow, don't play defense, none of that. But man,
just stretch,
just stretch,
2-3 times a day,
jog, stretch and jog, just yeah. But man, I'm like your story is so vast and there's so many different components to it. I want you to just take it and like take us back, like tell us what's significant to you about your journey and where you started.
All right, so we'll go back. It's about 5 or 6 years old, right? It's a blessing, I guess you could say, what happened to me because I probably wouldn't be who I am today. But I started getting sexually molested when I was 5, 6 years old, and that carried on for about the time I was about 10 or 11, I think, something like that. So my childhood is really dark. I don't really remember a lot, but I know that's my first time I ever like experiencing depression, being rebellious, suicidal, in and out of mental hospitals, on medication. So it go back 5 years old for sure. I can't really remember when my parents discovered what was going on, and it came to an end, but then dealt with, the back end of what come with, going through something traumatic like that. And so from there, man, it just started roller coasting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was started getting in trouble, grades slipping. I don't know what the word is I want to call it, but like trying to not being victimized. I didn't want people to know what I went through. And for me to feel weak. So I started to change into what you would call a character.
Okay.
Right? I grew up, shout out to my parents, I grew up in a nice 2-parent household.
Yeah.
They try to keep me away from the streets, did the best they can to raise me right and teach me things. I did the complete opposite. I really wanted to be a gangster, man. Like, I didn't want to be viewed as this person that went through this right here, and now you this weak person or whatever, however you look at, not in a manly light. Mm-hmm. So, I turned into a monster.
Man, it's not the first time that I, like, on this podcast, I actually have heard those words, turned into a monster, based off of childhood experiences that shaped you in the way that it did. And I just want to give some space to you jumping in the vulnerability muscle deep with that and telling us that, like, that's nothing light. And I think for people who have experienced similar things, like you said earlier, like vulnerability to you meant courage. And I think it takes tremendous courage to own that part of your story. I know just from my own trauma and there's a lot of shame attached to a lot of those things for years for some, for lifetimes for some, and to be able to reclaim that story and be able to own it and share it in the way that you do is powerful. So, like, thank you for opening up in that way.
Thank you for allowing me to do it.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm gonna say this: it didn't happen overnight.
Right. What was that journey like? How's it been?
So, I did therapy as a kid. I'm thankful for it, but I don't really feel like it helped me as it should because I wasn't going because of me. Mm-hmm. I was going because, these were what the doctor said I needed to do and my mom said I needed to go.
Right.
But as like being older, I think I got the courage, really, the first time I ever went to go speak at a school. It was at John Early. Mm-hmm. And I had just started working with Robert Sherrill with Impact Youth Outreach. Mm-hmm. And we had like this coalition of other nonprofits, and Ali Lifestyle being one of them. And he was like, bro, I want you to come over here to the school and talk to the kids. Mm. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go over here and get to talking about jail and how I made it out. But my story was still, I was fresh into this new role, right, coming out of the streets. So I didn't really have like this is what I'm doing now after life after fresh, the street. This is what I'm doing. I didn't have one of those stories. So I had the clothing line, what I'm saying? But it was still
had your foot in
one foot in, one foot out, trying to get it, situated what I was gonna do, get established, not situated, get established. And bro, I was in that cafeteria, and I never forget. It was full of little boys from kindergarten to I think the 6th grade maybe, or 5th and 6th graders. I can't remember, but it just took me back to a place when I was that young and what I was going through, and I just started talking. And I was like, how many of y'all ever been to juvenile? First time I ever went to juvenile, I was in the second grade. Right?
In the hold up.
Second grade.
Second grade. 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
How? Why would a second grader be put in juvenile?
Stealing.
Were you taught anything?
Then?
Yeah, like
don't get caught.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was like a young convict in training back then.
Like, it's amazing because like a second grader, you still like you wanted something. You had a craving, you had a need probably, and you went and did that, and instead of like the restorative route and teaching you and explaining, you were put in juvenile. Like, what was that like?
Scary a little bit, but then a part of me was like, yeah, this is it.
Stripes.
Like, there you go, stripes. I'm leaving my mark, making my marks, or whatever the saying is. Yeah, so it was like, all right, you nervous because you always fear the unknown, and you watch a lot of TV shows and stuff. Because me and my mom, we love Walker, Texas Ranger. What's the America's Most Wanted, stuff like that. Like, I've always been in the crime documentaries or shows.
Yeah,
and you hear stories about prison and jail. It's like, all right, I don't know, am I about to have to fight something? Like not knowing like there's a process of intake, and then your parents can come pick you up, stuff like that. You might not ever dress out and make it to the back. Thank God I didn't make it to the back, so I can't really say I had a real experience of being locked up, but I got arrested.
You had to go through that process, and it's wild. So like going back a little bit, because you said like you had these traumatic experiences, and the sexual assault is one part of probably more things in your life that were happening for you at the time. And in children, right, it shows up in behavior. Like, we can't say, hey, I need help because X, Y, and Z happened and I'm feeling this, and that. We don't have that vocabulary or the development in our brain to say those things. And it came out in behavior. You didn't want to be looked at as weak. You didn't want to be judged by things that happened to you, and it came out in behavior. And as that blows my mind. It makes me angry as hell, honestly, that you were placed in juvenile. But that wasn't the last time that you had experience with the criminal justice system.
It wasn't.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Okay. Can I finish?
Please.
The point I was trying to make, I'm sorry. What I was saying is, when I saw those little kids in the school, it just reminded me and took me back to that place. So that's when I started opening up and sharing about me being locked up in second grade, me being sexually molested and abused as a child, right? And how I used to act out in class, getting in trouble, getting put out, getting suspended, right? And that's how, I don't know, it wasn't planned.
Yeah.
It just came out. And so after the end of my speech or whatever with him, I had like 3-4 teachers come up to me. A couple of them went through the same experience that I went through. And then there was a kid that was actually getting sexually penetrated, because I've never been penetrated. It was just more on like the molestation side of things. But it was a kid in there that was actually going through that. And from that moment, I knew it was like, yeah, bro, you got to say this more often, because you don't know who needs to hear what you have to say, what you went through, right? Who's on the verge of the brink of committing suicide in the 5th grade, because it happened. It's happening early in life. And so that's how it started. And then from there, like the feedback that I got, it just helped me boost my courage up to be able to go talk about it. And a lot of people didn't know that certain things happened to me. That being one of them. They just know about me going to prison, coming out, working with kids or whatever. But it's a little deeper than that. And so when they start hearing it, a lot of people, I'm getting DMs and messages from people across the world. Like, I heard about this story because I did an interview with National Public Radio. Yeah. And they put it out there. And it was like, that fueled the courage to keep on talking about it, because I ain't the only one going through it.
True. And you're not. And I don't know the details behind your experience, and I don't need to know the details behind your experience. But I too, as a child, dealt with sexual assault in a different way. Like, it was somebody that was close, and I thought because they were a woman that it was something to be proud of and like a badge of honor in a way. And I didn't even consider that trauma for a long time until really reflecting on how that shaped the way that I thought, the way that I acted, the way that I, just developed along the way. And like it wasn't until writing my book that actually came out of me and saying, like, I talked to my wife about it, but writing my book to where I was like, oh, I'm owning this, and its impact that it's had on my life. But it's not gonna define me forever. It's not going to be a stain, but it is a part of my story.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And sharing it, like the empowerment that I now get from my vulnerability and being able to share different parts of my story that I wasn't so proud of in the past, and being able to share it now, it's changed my life. Like the vulnerability has literally changed my life. And so, like, thank you for being able to like share that with kids, especially who are going through it. And I'm sure, like you said, the adults come up to you too, because people go through things that you never know. You never know. You can look at a person and be like, I never know what you're going through. And so, man, yeah, just keep going. Like the journey, I'm loving hearing it.
You too, bro. Like I tell you all the time, every time I see you, I'm gonna say it one time for the camera too, bro. I appreciate you. You inspire me, right? You motivate me to get out here and do it, to get out here and use my voice on any platform, whether it be mine or anybody else's, because I know we have something that the world needs to hear.
Definitely.
Right. And
definitely.
It's a rush I get off of being able to help somebody start a healing recovery. Right. Or be able to say, okay, I can share my experiences with other people, right? And not be looked at a certain type of way. Cause you might get viewed by certain people in different lights. Oh, how you let that happen to you, or whatever negative comes behind it. Right, and you like, I don't want to say anything because I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Nah, like, let me help you.
Yeah.
Let me talk to that warrior inside of you and help you bring that up out of you. And so, like, I get a thrill off of doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
And you are saving lives. Like that is the crux of it. Like when you share your story, it helps somebody out there who's feeling alone, who may be feeling suicidal. Like, man, if he can be in the position that he's in today, through all he's gone through, and maybe it's a better day for me out there.
Exactly.
And so, like, thank you. Man,
thank you too, brother.
Thank you, saving lives for real.
You know, you're doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, don't sleep on yourself.
I appreciate
Take it
that.
lightly. I appreciate the humbleness, but let me tell you, bro, it's not easy.
Yeah,
it's not easy, especially with people that look like us. We don't really talk about these things.
Yeah.
You know, that's amongst each other.
True.
To talk about it on a platform that has a possibility of reaching people around the world, and you putting your life out there.
Yeah.
To take whatever backlash, criticism, or positivity that comes from it, like it take a lot of character and strength, bro. So
definitely,
don't sleep on yourself. Man.
Appreciate
Reggie
that.
for it, bro.
Hey, that's something that. So when we first met, we met at the gym.
Yeah.
And like. The humbleness of you, like you came to me like as a man, and it was like, I don't know you, I don't really know you like that, but I like the way that you carry yourself, and like, can we get coffee or something like that? And I thought that was impressive to me, for you to come up to me and just say that. And like I knew a little bit about your story through the folks that we know in common, but then like that's when we sat down, I was just like, damn, there's something special here. Yeah. And so like you've inspired me and continue to inspire me every time that you step out into your greatness. And so thank you for doing it. And like I'm like for somebody who had like tell some of the story of how you connect to the kids, because I think that is powerful, because I have a totally different story and I connect to kids in a different way, but like you go in and it's different, but it connects and it resonates. Like what are you saying to the kids?
First, like, bro, I am you. You are me. Obviously, I started doing time before y'all were even thought about being born, before you were swimming in your daddy's sack. You know what I'm saying? So it's, but yeah, like I let them know, bro, like I come from where you come from. I've been through different juvenile detention facilities, getting locked up at my senior year of high school, gang banging, in and out the streets, selling drugs. Like, I want them to know I'm just as relatable to you as your favorite rapper, if not more. because that's entertainment. I'm about to give you some real life game.
Yeah.
Like
You
to
lived it.
help you avoid making some of the steps or taking the pitfalls that I had to go through. Let me help carry you out of this, pull
Yeah.
you up real quick before you get deeper down in there.
Yeah.
And so just being real with them and talking to them, being able to talk they talk and not pacifying them. I always tell them, bro, I'm going to pat you on your back every time and clap for you, applaud for you when you're doing good. When you start fucking up, I'm going to get in your chest, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Like, I done been in the cell with them little dudes and everything. Like, oh, you talking while I'm talking? You must, all right, cool. Don't worry about it. That's your homeboy, too. You ride with him?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
We'll go in there and get in that cell. It might get physical for, 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then after it's over with, all right, we finna hug. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm not trying to hurt you, but I want you to understand, like, a lot of these kids are going through homicide charges and don't know what the future gonna hold for them. And going from juvenile to adult jail is gonna be a little different for you.
Yeah.
So if you disrespect officers there, it'll get physical real quick.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be scary because they're gonna come in there with masks on, what you call the little gas mask and the tactical gear on, and it's gonna scare the shit out of you.
Yeah.
And it's not okay, I was just playing.
Yeah.
You about to get a reality
It's
check
real.
real quick.
It's real.
Definitely real. So just trying to figure out how to translate whatever message is that I have on my mind at the time in a way where it resonates to them as a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 13, 12-year-old can understand and comprehend that this is real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I look at you like a baby.
Yeah.
But they look at you like a monster.
Yeah.
A threat to society.
Definitely.
No matter what your age is. That's why you get charged as an adult at 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So with your mental health advocacy, like what have you learned in terms of how that 14, 15, 16-year-old kid is in that cell or in that situation charged with murder? Like what have you learned about like the development or what drives somebody to that point? Or even through your own experience, like what have you learned and what can we do to help prevent that?
It started in the mind. Obviously, with all that time on your hand, you ain't got that much. You got all the time in the world to think.
Yeah.
About what you could be doing right now, what you could have did differently. How much time you're gonna get. That anxiety will drive you crazy.
Yeah.
Waiting months, sometime a year or years to go to court. Not hearing from a lawyer, going to court, finally make it, and just to get another court date for 6 months away, it'll drive you crazy.
Yeah.
In those walls, I tell people think outside the box, and it sounds so cliche until you really put yourself inside this box and
Right.
you have to read magazines or you have to read different books and dictionaries to actually take your mind, escape your reality far as being inside this box, trapped inside of it, and getting institutionalized and becoming a product of the situation that you're in right now. You got to take your mind beyond this right here.
Yeah.
Right. So, I always encourage them to read, look up words, just try to discover all kind of information that you can. Like don't just do school, but like, what do you dream? What are your dreams?
Yeah.
Like, what are your goals? What are your aspirations out of in life?
Yeah.
And how do we take it to the next level? Like, amplify whatever it is you thinking. Now we need to think outside the box again, because how do we make this bigger?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you just want to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you want to be a rapper. No. So what if the rapper gets shot, knock on wood, and lose his voice box? What if you catch Achilles heel or whatever injury you can catch while you playing sports in high school, and there go your college career, and let alone an NFL or NBA career.
Right.
Who is this person outside of football?
Yeah.
Tell me what life after sports looks like for you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
how do we
huge.
prepare for this right here? So I try to get them, I want that mind to work, to think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And be bigger than what you see yourself right now.
I love that.
And
I love
always
that.
believe in yourself. Like, you can do it. And that's like a part of my story.
Is that been your mindset? Like, so obviously you had to sit down for some time and sit with your thoughts and explore who you were, who you wanted to be. What was the mindset prior to that? And what would you say to the junior, the sophomore, the freshman you compared to prevent that from happening when you were a senior?
Man, boy, I didn't always have this mindset. I always wanted money. for sure. Like my parents provided me with the things that I needed. Never got everything that I wanted, and I think it's a good thing now. And we can get into that later with kids and entitlements, being rewarding poor behavior.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I could tell my younger self, what I know now, because I love basketball. But what does life look like if you get hurt or if basketball don't work? If, anything, you could be in a car wreck and get hit by a drunk driver. It's not even your fault, right? Did God destine you, or is your purpose to play basketball? Or was it for you to learn everything about the game of basketball, to train people basketball, or to get into sports medicine?
Translated in some other way.
Yeah, like you're still going to make it to the NBA. You only can play as one physical body, but if you got 10 kids that you've trained and coached all from middle school, high school, college, and now they in the league, you're there 10 times, right?
Yeah.
So you still making it to the league. You probably still go to the games.
Yeah.
Right? It just didn't look like how you wanted it.
Right.
And why is that? Maybe because you never wrote it down as a goal. You wasn't specific with God when you was praying to him and asked him, God, I want to make it to the NBA. But you didn't tell me what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
To get to the NBA.
Yeah.
Right. You might just want to be a janitor at the Bulls Stadium. Right. The head janitor making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you didn't say that, no, I want to play. I want to win a few championships. I want to be the best player to ever step in the league.
And then on top of that, the work that come with that goal. You wrote that down, and you got to do the work.
Yeah, you got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Man, look, we talk about that all day. Like only 3% Americans right now have a written goal down. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the numbers, 14%, only 14% of people have a goal in mind that they want to do. 83% or 84% of people don't even know what they want to do.
Wow.
Without a goal.
Wow.
And less than 1% put the actual work in long enough for it to make sense.
Yeah.
In the matter. So,
and if you're trying to separate, you got to put that work in.
Come on, man.
Dang.
There's somebody right now in the second, third grade training to become the next LeBron James.
LeBron Jordan.
LeBron Jordan, like a big
LeBron Jordan.
LeBron Kobe Jordan Jr. Right? Like, yeah. So, man, if I could have that conversation with myself, well, that'd be like a perfect world. So that's why I enjoy doing these college readiness and career development courses and college courses with these middle school kids. In 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Going into the juvenile and having these conversations with them because I can't talk to the younger me.
Wow.
They're the younger me.
Wow. You have you ever done any inner child work through therapy? Have you heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So it's something that has been a form of therapy for me that I have embraced and loved. And so it's me talking to me, the younger version of me.
Gotcha.
Sometimes like reparenting is what it may be referred to as, or internal family systems, IFS. It's connecting to a part of you that is still emotionally trapped as a child. Maybe it's the 5-year-old, the 8-year-old, the 12-year-old, whatever it may be, and giving that version of you through a process. It's a process to build to it, but all the words and comfort and support that they needed during those times. And so whether it be, you scared, you at home by yourself, or whatever it is, like, what did that young version need to hear? And so I'm curious, like, if somebody is out there listening, they've experienced childhood sexual assault, they've experienced being hurt in some way by somebody else, and they didn't have somebody, they didn't have a big Daniel, they didn't have anybody in their life to come say something to them, to come save them. What would you say to that person?
For one, it's not your fault. Everything's going to be all right. And kill the victim mentality. Let's not walk around with the victim mentality.
Explain that.
True enough, something happened to you, traumatic, and it hurt. But are you going to let this ruin you? Are you going to let this define you? Is this the person you want everybody to know you for, this right here? Or you going to overcome it? I don't want to say heal, you're going to heal from it. No, you're going to overcome it. And and be victorious. You know, have that winner's mindset that no matter what happens to you, you can't be defeated.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna let this tear you down. I hate that it happened to you, brother, but it might have been destined, or it might have been good for you to go through this right here.
Yeah.
Because God saw that you was a stronger one for it to happen to, and he knew that you would navigate through this right here and be able to sit in a chair one day and look somebody in their face and tell them, bro, I love you. Whatever happens to you, kill the victim mentality. You a winner. You victorious.
Yes.
Triumph over this situation right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I hope that reaches somebody who needs to hear it. I know it will. Like, that's just how it all works. Like, it's going to reach somebody who needs to hear that. And you've come out, like, I mean, like, I've been so impressed by just, like, how you serve and how you give back. What are some of the things that you're doing? You talked about a little bit, going into the juvenile detention centers and going into schools. Like, what does that look like today, and what are some other things that you're doing to give back?
Like with juveniles, going in and being able to mentor and teach, right? Being able to talk to them about real life situations and my experiences, and I don't talk to them, I talk with them. So I want to hear their perspective on stuff. I can't change nobody, but I can put something on your mind to help shift your perspective, right? So some days it'll be just us talking. Some days it'll be chess, it'll be spades, it'll be dominoes. And then some days we're going to get down and dive deep into what vision looks like for your life. Writing a mission statement for yourself. Dreaming, like what it is you want to do. Purpose.
Yeah.
What is your why? What's your reasoning? For who? Right? What are your strengths? Working around that. So it'll go, one day it might just be talking, one day it'll be teaching, right? Same as with Dream Builders, with my guy Patrick Walker.
Shout out.
Going into these middle schools and doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You never know what kind of situation you're gonna walk in. So every day is different, you know. But just being able to have the opportunity to be there and be somebody that they can look up to, that's respectable, that's relatable, that's relevant to what they going with. Everything in their time, their era, right? You know, sometimes I have to listen to a little bit.
It's different.
And figure out
It's
what's
different.
going on in their world, so I can translate to them, or I can make reference to the YTB Flats, the NBA Young Boys, the Lil Durks, the Quando Rondos, you know, these little guys that they look up to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just being able to connect with them.
Yeah.
On that level.
Yeah.
So we got that going.
Quick question. Are you big boy? I mean, are you big bro or you unk?
No, big bro Unc.
Hey, he graduated to unk yet?
We just gonna say OG.
OG, okay.
We gonna say OG.
Okay. I just wanted to see.
Just say, what's up, OG? You ain't gotta say Unc. You ain't gotta say big bro. You just say OG,
OG,
man.
okay.
OG, I'll be 40. In a matter of months.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to see.
Nah, it's Unc definitely for sure. Unc.
Yeah.
It's both, really. 'Cause, you know, what's up, big bro? Kids, when I first started doing this, they in their 20s now, in college or whatever they doing in their 20s. Is what's up, big bro? But then, you know, you got the younger generation up under them. They, what's up, what's up? Yeah, I think I reached Unc status.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You had something else that you currently involved in, or do you want to speak to?
Oh, yeah. Well, so, you know, I dealt with addiction, struggle with addiction, alcohol, drug, pills, to be more direct. Well, not direct. More specific. I'm sorry. Look, I'm going I'm waking up. But, yeah, to be more specific, I struggled with pills, bro, about 7 years. 7, 8 years. And April the 9th this year, bro, I'll be 2 years clean. You understand?
Congratulations,
so,
bro.
I jumped into the recovery field in that world to help people that's struggling with alcoholism and drug and substance abuse.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I worked with a mental health company.
Yeah.
For about 5-6 months. But like all my clients and patients everybody has something mental.
Yeah.
That they dealing with, you know, some mental challenges.
Yeah.
And then on top of the drugs and alcohol, like, and just being able to relate to these guys and women too in this lane right here, like my life is an example of all that.
Yeah.
And so now I work at St. Thomas, Ascension St. Thomas, And what I do is I sit with all the high risk patients, the psych ward, the psych patients, you got your 6401, 6404, the safeties, and all that stuff. Like I'll work with these guys and girls, women, and I just I feel like my life was meant to go through everything because it's a full circle moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to be relatable in juveniles, in prisons, because I do a curriculum in prison too.
Right.
The women prison and a couple men prisons.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And
wow.
So we in Metro, we in juvenile, we in prisons. I'm in recovery houses because I still go do meetings here and there with them. And my meetings look a little different because I don't want it to be the traditional AANA 12-step meeting.
Right.
Yeah, I want to make it cool because if it's not cool, nobody wants to do it. Right. So I do that, and then at the hospital. So I think my life is just like a testament. It's an example of, all right, you can go through it, but you can get over it too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you can still be whoever it is you want to be.
Yeah.
You believe. And write it down.
Yeah, you grow through what you go through.
There you go.
And you've done that. You've taken pain, passion, purpose, power, peace. Like you've done that many times in different areas, bro. Like that, it's so inspiring to see that you still here. And like I know you mentioned like that, like suicide ideation has been a part of your past and things like that. I wore the shirt just because I know that's a big passion point of yours. And
can I cut you off real quick?
Yes.
Thank you. I don't know if I ever thanked you last year because we started the 1 year. The suicidal prevention walk, bro.
Yeah.
In honor of my brother and my other loved ones that completed suicide, right? And your contribution was major to what you did to the organization and my family. And so on behalf of me and my family, bro, I just want to thank you. Publicly thank you, bro, for what you did, man, because
thank you for the invitation and the honor. Like it was an honor of mine because I know just how important the conversation is. I know how important it is in your life and the work that you do. I mean, you mentioned your brother, and I see you got your brother on your necklace.
Yeah, he in there. He up there, man.
And you want to shout him out? You want to talk about?
Oh yeah, for sure. Shout out to my brother King Breeze, aka Ryan Willis, Lil Willis, Westbrooks. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, man, that's my heart, bro. You ever had a baby brother? I think you probably understand it a little bit more, but
take your time, brother. Take your time, brother.
If you ever had somebody that wanted to be just like you, you could do no wrong in their eyes, bro. And your number one supporter through whatever, like not just any endeavor I had, but while I was in prison, writing me, sending me money. When I got out, helping me throw away them big ass t-shirts and jeans I was wearing to, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, wear this right here. To just randomly leaving $20, $25 because you know I'm struggling. It hurt because he gone. Yeah. Like, bro, I had to clean his brains up off my mama's kitchen floor, right? And then he was an organ donor. So just going to the hospital, bro, I just remember for a week straight seeing him like that, lifeless. Knowing, like, reality is about to set in. I ain't gonna never see him no more. It hurt. But it would have been selfish because I seen him struggle and fight the illness that he had. Didn't even know that it was not curable until after he passed. So, you know, spending 12, 13 years trying to figure out what's going on and get him help and walking with him every step of the way. Like, I never left him. I never left his side, bro. I never looked at him different. And I never let nobody talk about him. Because they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know him. So it'd have been selfish for me to still want him here, still suffering, dealing with what he was dealing with. And I find peace in knowing that he fought and gave life all he had, bro. And so I could live with that and just everything he taught me, because he was my little brother, but he was like way beyond me in age and wisdom, and I learned so much from him.
Yeah.
And I would do a disservice if I died and I didn't let his spirit live through me and tell his story or everything he's taught me and worked so hard on getting me to where I am today go to waste. And so I find strength in that, bro.
Can I get a hug, bro?
Yeah, man. Oh, man. We went there, huh? We went there. I'm straight now. No more crying. I ain't doing it.
Sorry.
Get some water, paper towel.
Woo.
But yeah, bro. So talking about it is healing. Therapy.
Yeah.
I won't say healing.
It heals.
It helps the process.
It heals.
You overcome whatever you're going through. But it hurt. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It hurt like shit because like things that I'm doing now, it's like he's not here to.
Right.
The first person I would call with anything
Right.
I got going on is my little brother.
Yeah.
Whether it be good or bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I touched my first brick. Bro. I was gonna take it back before that. I made like my first $1,000 and I want him to know. Like we rich, bro. Like we rich. What you want? We shopping, right? We going to go get it. It's on me. Like I was, I was happy to be able to send him to school with lunch money and buy him clothes or it was hand-me-downs, but it was still fresh as fuck because some of the shit I never wore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like that's my dog, man. And, I got a lot of friends that became family and brothers to me, but it's a different feeling. Like we got a thing we say, bro, same sack siblings, right? Same mama, same daddy. We come from the same sack, man. So in the same womb, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, we just that's my dude, man. And like he just always wanted to play ball like me, and like he advanced further in basketball than me, and I was just like the proudest dude ever coming home from prison and seeing. Actually being able to see him play, because I left his freshman year of high school. And, I call home, my friends, my cousins, stuff would tell me what he doing. My mama always, I got every stat from his college career, right? It's put up somewhere now, but my mom would send it to me all the time, send me pictures and stuff. But, you can't send game footage, right? So I didn't really understand what was going on, and we had a thing, like, when I get out, bro, I'm still big bro.
Yeah.
We gonna play this like you still can't fuck with me for real. And man, that didn't go too well. Short lived. Like we played a game of 36, and I think he allowed me to score 2. Just
wow, he put it on you,
bro. 36-2. And then when he showed me all the dunks that he could do, I was like, damn, this motherfucker like a real star.
Yeah.
Shit, like I broke down on the court. I had like one of those, because I always say my son. It was like a proud father to son moment, man.
But he putting you in your place now.
Like, damn, he's so humble with it. He laughed and that's one thing I loved about him. He was always humble. Yeah, like no matter how good he was, like I think God knew what he was doing when he gave it to my brother instead of me. Because me, I would have popped my shit. I'd have been talking crack, right? I would have gambled my gift. This is what you said. I'd have gambled my gift, right? And I've been talking cash money, man. Yeah. And so he gave it to the right one.
Man, that's good, man. Like, thank you for highlighting him in that way, because I think like when he is living on through you, through his legacy and the words and the impact that you have in his world, like he'll never be forgotten. Yeah. And like I'm thankful that you included me in that event. Like that was impactful for me. Like I cried later on that day, and just like thinking about you and your family and getting to meet your mom and all of that, and just knowing what you experienced and continue to on a daily. Because I'm big bro I got 4 siblings, and just to imagine anything happening to one of my younger siblings I can't touch that.
Right.
And man, like what you said is like when you speak it, it is healing. One thing I've been learning, I've been trying to understand, like, is this vulnerability, is speaking the pain, is addressing it, is that helping? And what I found is, like, when you put attention to the pain, it increases it, right? Because, like, if you ignore the pain, your pain receptors will stop and it'll drop. Mm-hmm. But when you pay attention to the pain, it's going to increase the pain, but it also increase the ability to heal. Because, like, when those pain receptors hit, it's like, we need to go address. Like, we need to go address that. We need to go. And so the same for your physical pain, it's the same for your emotional pain too. And so when we're able to get it out, whether it's through writing, whether it's when you've been able to talk it and verbalize it, or in expressive ways like art and anything else, it does start to help heal those things. And you can start to reorganize that stuff in your mind and take the hurt and the pain and negativity away from it and try to find meaning out of it. And you've done a lot of meaning finding. Right. You've done so much and you've helped so many people. And man, I'm blessed that you are here today. Yeah. I got a question. I got a couple of fill in the blank questions. Okay. And rapid response. But if you end up being not so rapid, that's A-okay. But the first one is I am living for blank.
Answer now?
Yeah.
Oh,
so I am living for.
Well, for one, is it just one person or anything?
Whatever you want.
Oh yeah, bet. So look, for one, I'm living for me. I'm living for my family that's not able to tell their stories. I'm living for my brother. Then I'm living for my big cousin Philip. Shout out to Tank. As he introduced me to the game and then showed me a different way before he got killed a couple years ago. I'm living for my parents. I'm living for my ancestors. I'm living for any kid out there right now that's scared to be vocal, that's going through whatever they're going through and lost. I'm living for all my partners, the ones I know and the ones I don't know that's incarcerated right now and lost and trying to figure it out. And to the ones that have never experienced life on this side of the fence again, I'm living for the walking dead, right? God.
Speak on that.
The walking dead. So you got a lot of people soulless. You got a lot of people that'll never get out of prison. You got a lot of people trapped in their mind. Oh, God. I had a client last Friday with autism. They can't talk. He can't comprehend. It was hard to redirect him all night. Just seeing what he was going through, bro, like, oh, man, I don't want to say it, but, like, I just started thinking, like, things that he'll never be able to do, and he don't even know he missing it because he's never experienced it. Like, you've been living 19 years, bro, and just, I don't know what you're going through in the mind. I don't want to say he's the living dead, but it's like, how alive are you, though? And you're not even really, you never be capable to live life, right? And it's a lot of people dealing with all kind of issues, bro, that have never lived. They just here existing. Yeah. And so when I say amongst the living dead, that's what I mean, bro. Like, just a lost soul. Yeah. And I don't know, for me to go through so much, to go through so many things, bro, and come out on top, on the other side, on the lighter side, I just feel like the poster child for a lot of trauma, right? My experiences in life, everything, I tell everybody, man, I think I was at a school in Jackson and they asked me, like, what's one of your best qualities? It's like, nigga, I'm unbreakable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be broke. Yeah. You feel me? Like,
you taking my questions. That was my next question. But hey, answer it. I'm unbreakable.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's probably my best quality. Yeah. The gift to listen, to learn, and not be broken, man.
Yeah.
Like,
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Like,
yes.
You can't,
you unbreakable.
Fuck. Like, you can't break me no matter what. You can't use my past against me in no kind of way.
You own
know what I'm
that.
saying? Like,
you own that. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah, man. So.
When I got another one, fill in the blank, but when I need inspiration, I turn to?
Music. I think music and working out. This is my biggest when I need that inspiration. Because if I'm just listening to music, I got different playlists for everything, right? I can just listen to certain music and it take you hear a song and it take you back to a time or make you think about certain things, and it's like, all right, cool. In the gym. I'm in the gym, I'm working out. Hopefully I don't run into somebody I know we get to talking for 30, 40 minutes and it just kill the whole session. But sometimes that's what I need, right?
Yeah,
Because shit.
I need to listen to that because I'm like, no talking in the gym.
And so like I mean, because Quiz, man, it's been a couple times we've been in there, we ain't seen each other. And, like my mind was to go do this today, but it's a reason I'm here, and I needed to talk to bro. You know what I'm saying? Because we relate in a lot of different areas.
Yeah,
I need that.
Cool. Yeah. I like that perspective. So. I'm gonna start talking. I'm gonna start. Come up to me in the gym. Yeah.
You tell us don't talk too much now, but
I'm trying to get in and get out. But no, I appreciate that, man.
Music and the gym. And basketball. Like bro. People I hoop with, like I got a large demographic of friends that I hoop with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got the old retired. You know what I'm saying? But like picture that. Like I'm real good friends with an ex-FBI agent.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Police
look at life.
Officers and stuff like that.
That's
right
crazy.
Now, like it's crazy.
That's crazy.
And they look at me and be like, yeah, I never would have thought you did this right. I'm like, bro, I never would have thought you did that either. Right? So it's just I love life, man.
Yes.
I'm inspired by life itself. Everything is an experience. It's a journey. It's not a one-day journey. I'm just grateful to be here, bro.
Man, I'm grateful to have you here.
Talk about stories. I could have died, killed somebody. I could have called gangrene, getting stabbed in prison, right? I could have got my teeth knocked out in fights that I've been in. Like, I'm grateful, bro. I'm like, I love life, man.
Yeah, yes.
Some people ain't able, man. You look up, eating child, and dude got like a whole hole in his mouth. You see the back of his
man.
Pause,
no, I had a young one of my young mentees. He was going through my Instagram. He trying to throw shots, and he's just like, bro, every time I see you smiling ear to ear, and I was like, he's like, why you do that? And I was like, because I love life.
Yeah, I
love being here, and I'm gonna show that, and it comes out through my smile. And so I'm glad that I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful that you here. And last question, like, is there anything you want to leave the audience, leave somebody out there who needs to hear what you about to share with them? What would it be? Is there anything out there on your chest?
Life is a mission, right? Purpose driven. Gotta have vision for your life, but the mission doesn't happen overnight. Don't give up. Like a lot of people give up too quick. Don't give up, man. The journey to 1,000 miles starts with one step, right? Just take it step by step and embrace everything you go through, right? Because if God said, I have this for you, and if he told you everything you had to go through to get to it, you would redirect what your mission is, getting to that destination. So embrace it. You know what I'm saying? And stop complaining, figure out a solution to whatever problem it is, and keep pushing. Like no matter what, life gonna keep life, and we gotta keep living.
Man, I love that. I love that. Man, Daniel, how can people reach you if they want to reach you?
I would do a Mike Jones and say 613-260. But Daniel Westbrooks on Facebook and Blueprint #2 Money on Instagram. I got to get the LinkedIn and Twitter and all that stuff. Shout out to my wife, beautiful wife, and my kids. But my wife's supposed to be my manager, my PR. She was running my TikTok, and I don't know what happened. She caught up with work, so I'm not gonna hold it against her.
Yeah.
But for now, Facebook and Instagram, if you type in my name, Daniel Westbrooks, I'm gonna pop up, and you will see me and my little brother on the profile picture.
Yes, I love that, man. Daniel, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time with all the things you could be doing, all the places you could be. I appreciate you being here with me, embracing vulnerability, bro.
Bro, I thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. God bless you for the work that you're doing, for your strength, for your courage to keep going, bro. Like,
yes, sir.
Damn, when you told me your story at that coffee shop, bro, it took everything in me, like, to hold back them tears, man, like, real talk, because I know what it's like to have to go through certain things and to make it to where you are right now. The battles get bigger.
Yeah, for sure.
Sell out, he doing this right here, but like, nah, bro.
Yeah.
It take a lot. And
Man.
I'm going to say this, if y'all got to edit it, you got to edit it.
Nah,
bro,
keep it in there.
Big nuts, man, is the only way you going to survive in this game. You got to have big nuts, bro, and it take balls to do what you're doing.
Yeah,
right? And that's no homo shit or nothing.
Nah.
It's just some real shit.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It take a lot of courage.
That we're gonna put that on the front end of it. This ain't gonna get edited out. It's on the front.
Define courage, young men, young leaders, young kings. It take big balls to do this work, man.
Hey, I love you, bro.
I love you too, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Y'all take care.
Thank you for joining us in another episode of Vulnerability Muscle. If you've enjoyed these conversations around vulnerability, please consider leaving a review. Your feedback not only motivates us to continue to do the work that we do, but it allows other people to witness the power of vulnerability. Share your thoughts on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever you're listening from. And don't forget to spread the word. You can follow us at Vulnerability Muscle on Instagram and me personally at Reggie D Ford across all platforms. Visit vulnerabilitymuscle.com for additional resources and support. And remember, embracing vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It is the source of your greatest strength. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but most workouts are. So keep flexing that vulnerability muscle.